Hello and welcome to Sky Creative. I'm Narpas and we are playing PokeMMO. This is actually the first time I've ever played an MMO and I really don't know what to make of it. Yeah, me. Gaming for how many years? Never had this. Never had this experience. That's private property? I have opted to start in Kanto. I've picked Squirtle as my starter, and I'm kind of just wandering through to see what's going on here, as I really don't know. But I guess the idea of this is that you can play with other people online. I'm not sure how to do that. But we'll kind of figure this out as we go. That little notice at the beginning there said something about Mewtwo. And it looks like Mewtwo just changed hands. Looks like I was just defeated. Okay. Nice way to start things off. So, let's take a look here. I am in Viridian City. I absolutely forbid you from going through here. This is private property. Oh, Grandpa, don't be so mean. I'm so sorry he hasn't had his coffee yet. That's a little hint right there, it sounds like. Oh, wait. The first time in Viridian, you've got to go grab the parcel from the mart. And this is my first time. Hey, you came from Pallet Town? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Can I get you to take it to him? Narpas received Oak's parcel from the Pokemon Mart clerk. Okay, that makes more sense now. Now we've got to head back to Pallet Town. And of course, we've got to run into a fight. What are the chances this Rattata will take me down? Wait a second, did I get experience from dying from that main key? I can't tell, but I might have. From what I understand from this, it's basically an app, at least on the version I'm using. I'm using Android. And it runs different ROMs. And it's based on a black and white version ROM. But you can also throw in Fire Red, Emerald, and Heart Gold or Soul Silver. I think what that does is it gives you the options to go to these other places, such as Kanto or Hoenn. And it's slightly different than the original games, in that it speeds the battles up, looks like. And there's players everywhere that you just walk through. I'll start interacting with players a little bit later, but Professor Oak looks very occupied. Oh, Narpas, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? Narpas delivered Oak's parcel. Ah, it's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. And here we go, Gramps. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Oh, right, I have a request for you two. On the desk, there's my invention, the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Narpas and Samo, take these with you. Narpas received the Pokedex from Professor Oak. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon just by seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. Narpas received 5 Pokeballs. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world, that was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it to me. Narpas, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Narpas. Haha. Don't bother coming around to my place after this. Well, from what I understand in this version, you can't catch every last Pokemon unless you're highly skilled among all the community, as there's only one Mewtwo, and a few other legendaries there's only one of, and so you have to go collect those from trainers. So it's an interesting concept, but it makes completing the Pokedex very difficult. And seeing as I've played these games since Gen 1, I inadvertently pretty much was able to collect a living dex. I have not compiled it yet, and learning from Gen 7 and now Gen 8 that being able to transfer all the guys to any one specific location is not really going to be possible. We'll see in the future if that happens. But for right now, the guys I have on Gen 6 will be staying in Gen 6. I will just finish up the guys I need to get for Gen 7. And I guess there's a bit of a backlash from the fans about Gen 8 not being able to have all the Pokemon available on it, which is kind of bizarre to me, as why would you keep making more if you can't hold them all in one game? Especially when you put it on a much more powerful system than a handheld, and then decide, you know what, we're not going to bother with this. On top of that, why wouldn't you put them in? And then why would you add extra features? Hey, you have Pokemon, come on, let's battle them. Bug Catcher Rick sent out Caterpie. That's not what I meant to push. mean, from the trailers for Gen 8, they have giant Pokemon battles. And they've streamlined the battle system. But by doing so, they've chopped out probably a good deal of the characters, of the Pokemon you can use. And to be honest, I mean, I can understand trying to modify the battle system to make it more streamlined and work in many scenarios, but at the same time, you want to be able to have your favorite guys in there. And for me, my favorite Pokemon is Kangaskhan. Has been since Gen 1, and it's more of an obscure one. So, not having Kangaskhan in there would really bum me out. Thing is, why would they put Kangaskhan in? So, and it just brings it down to the favorites fans like to use. And while I can understand that, I can understand streamlining the battle service, it's basically doing the same thing that they did with Gen 3. When they brought in Ruby and Sapphire and completely wiped out the ability to trade with the previous 2 generations, you couldn't transfer 250 different species of Pokemon to your new console, or handheld, I should say. Could not transfer them to the Game Boy. Oh, how cute, a Pikachu, the mascot. And so, Gen 3 had a number of things going wrong with it for me. Even though the graphics were higher and there were a bunch of new guys to get, you couldn't trade up from the previous 2 generations, which I put a lot of time and effort into. And I had favorite guys on there. Now I understand they reworked the entire system on how the Pokemon worked and what their stats were, but it turned me off to wanting to even play those, because I couldn't catch the ones I wanted to catch. I couldn't transfer the guys I wanted to transfer. And so even now, I really don't love Gen 3. It was such a departure from what I was used to, and it changed what I was expecting. Has grown bored of its current owner and has run away. It may be found in the wild? You too can be found in the wild now. Interesting. That's gotta be annoying. Especially to me, like someone like me, who is used to catching a Pokemon and holding on to it for generations and generations. So I played through Gen 3. The only Pokemon I absolutely loved in that generation was Absol. And I like Metagross, and that's about it. I know many of you might think, what's going on with you? Why don't you like Gen 3? It was just a change to the system that I couldn't transfer my guys up. I didn't like how slow the battle systems were. I hated running into Zigzagoon every 2 steps. And it just became a chore to play rather than an enjoyment. Not only that, it also messed with islands and surfing to get to where you need to go, and it just became more HM happy than I'd have preferred. Also, Gen 3, I went back and played a little bit of Emerald on a randomizer, and it was basically just to give myself a refresher, and it threw me off so badly on where I was supposed to go next. It's not very clearly pointed out. And so even having played the games before, being very familiar with Pokemon, how to play them, I could not figure out where to go. And I didn't feel like wandering around until I found the next spot. But sometimes wandering can be okay, but that's just kind of a turn-off for me right now. Which is why I didn't start in Hoenn. So I've got 3 minutes before I gotta go into work. Can I get out of Viridian Forest? Now, I don't know about anyone else, but for someone who grew up playing Game Boy games, and then jump onto this, the A and B button are backwards, and it throws me off a little bit. So I don't know if that bothers anyone else, but it's catching me out a couple times. So two minutes. Can I get out of here? Can I make it? That's right. Hey, wait up. What's the hurry? Why the rush? You are challenged by Bugcatcher Sammy. Sammy sent out Weedle. I send out Squirtle. I give. You're good at this. There we go. We're through Viridian Forest. I think I'm going to call it right here. Alright. Catch you later.